But it's the chatter in your head. They keep talking and keep being mad and keep saying you're not good enough. I'm not good enough. You know, and I'm not this and I'm not that and I'm not like them and this is what's happening. Everybody sees me this way. Everybody's being against me. It's all of that chatter where you can just stop talking and just allow and meditate.
Being authentic in life is your lifesaver, because it also frees you.
Oh wow.
Jinx. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoy our content. We wanted to talk a little bit about depression, you guys, and not to depress you, but to talk about it because it seems to be a common theme going on. Last week, someone that we know committed suicide. Okay. And I guess it's for me, it just kind of like sparked this thought of doing this video, because I know that there are people, particularly when we get a lot of like DMs and, you know, emails and really nice ones and everything, but people do share their stories with us, and you know, it's a lot of people are going through a lot. I guess it's very sad to me when people feel like there is no other way out, and the only way out that they see is that. So her taking her life, she has some mental health, depression issues going on. So it's a lot. You know what I mean? Like it is a lot. This is a very fun-loving woman. This woman always was trying to help other people. I'm saying that because for another reason. Always helping. A beautiful spirit. That's not on this earth anymore because she didn't see the beauty in herself, and you know, something happened. But what I do remember is that she's always helping other people and forgot to help herself. And I feel like this is what a lot of people do, is that when you're steady helping other people and you know you have some stuff that you need to take care of with yourself, you neglect that part of you, and everyone's feeling like you're happy and fine and everything's happy and fine, and you're not happy and fine. Like something's wrong, you know. And I don't know if people just don't want to feel strong and don't want to appear strong to others and not look like they need help. And it's just really sad to me.
This is why, you know, when we talk about like Instagram and stuff and people writing things about how great they are, a lot of people don't really feel that way. And, you know, when people, I always say, like, the people who are the loudest or sometimes the happiest are usually the most sad.
Yeah.
You know, I think we always think depression is people who are just in a corner in fetal position crying, but no, most people are walking depression.
Right. And I think, I was going to talk a little bit about the Black community real quick, is that we have a problem. It's like a taboo to get therapy.
Yeah.
Black people, for whatever reason, don't like to get therapy. And like, you just don't want it to get to that point. You know what I mean? Where you just, there's no other out for you. But you don't feel there's any other out for you.
Yeah.
And I just, you know, we have a couple of subscribers that we don't know them, obviously, but, you know, they share stories with us, and I know they're going through some hard stuff. And I just you know, it's funny because I want to be, you know, we were always very transparent. And I've never wanted to, like, I've never contemplated, like, actually killing myself. But I will say this, that when we went through our whole thing, you know, our losing everything and having to start over again, homeless, I could almost see where, you know what I mean, we talked about this before, where you could flirt with that idea of, gosh, I have nothing else, you know what I mean? I have nothing else, and what am I going to do? How am I going to look? How am I going to appear? What have I done? I used to not understand suicide, you know, and then when we got hit hard with what happened with us, it made me understand how someone can feel desperate or lost completely and utterly lost.
I mean, when you lose everything, you do feel that way. I mean, I lost everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So once you lose everything, you realize that when you feel irrelevant, you can see why people do that.
Right.
I mean, I didn't do it, but I mean, you can see why people do that or do that. It's just, I think, you know, I remember when, at the end of that song, Formation, Beyonce song.
Oh, yeah.
And she says something about getting the best revenge is getting your paper, or, you know,
Oh,
the best,
yeah.
I forget
That's
how she
something.
It's like little stuff. I think that a lot of people think that the outer parts of their life will make them happy.
Well,
They think that having a lot of money is going to make you happy. They think that having the perfect body is going to make you happy. Beauty. And all those things don't really matter in the grand scheme of your life. You know, and that's why I don't like the end of that song, because it kind of makes people think that your surface life is the most important.
all I have to do is get
And
this.
that part, it always makes me cringe when she says that, because that's bull, and I know she knows that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think it's particular this time period in life. Everything is blown up to look good, especially because we have social media and we can present ourselves a certain way and look a certain way. And like I was saying on our last show a long time ago, or last week, that a lot of times people are pretending like they're grinding more than they are. They're fixing photos of themselves to make themselves look better than they are. And they're always writing stuff to make themselves seem and appear happier than they really are. And I think people take for granted that they may have a loved one or a friend that might be suffering. You know what I mean? And this is why I get off social media sometimes. Like even like with alcohol, like there are alcoholics who look sloppy drunk, and every time you see them, then there are people who actually drink every day and they don't look drunk at all.
Functioning.
They're just functioning alcoholics, and that's the same with depression. There are people who are literally depressed every day, and they walk around with smiles and grins on their faces, and they go home and take care of their kids and go and they do the same thing over and over again.
Never talk to anybody.
One day they just snap.
If you're going through something in your life, this is why Kara and I share our stories. This is why, because I know that the amount of people who have said just you sharing that made me feel like I'm not alone, and this is why I feel like why we stress getting down to the core of your problems. And I would say that even like going through the homelessness and all that, I had never known.
I mean, I thank God I had my sister.
I've never known depression.
You know what I mean? Like, I thank God I had my sister through that. I mean, the thing is, like, I hate that happened with her too.
Yeah,
but the truth is that at the same time, I'm glad that I wasn't by myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it was really difficult, emotionally and psychologically. It was just really emotional.
Because your brain starts to tell you a lot of stuff. You know, you failed your life. Danielle, you failed. Like you do that, right? When you go through a depression, like your mind is telling you something that is simply just not true. It's just what happened. You know what I mean? Like your mind, when you're going through depression, your mind will turn a mistake into your entire existence. Like you are just, it's not just a mistake. It's all it is a mistake. It's a bad one, but it's a mistake, you know, and it will turn that into you are the worst person in the world. You are an idiot. You are dumb. How can you do this? Blah, blah. It's interesting how the steps that it takes, how fast it is, how it can progress.
They say it's really. I was watching this YouTube girl just by accident. She just came on while I was at work, and she is from America, but then she moved to Bali to do some real estate, and then she ended up being there for like 3 years, and then she ended up living in other parts of the world for a lot longer. Then she came back home to America, and she said, I really can see why people are so depressed in America, because everything is based on trying to be successful and grinding, and no one ever takes a break.
Yeah.
No one ever turns off anything. She's like, you turn on the TV and there's all kinds of drugs being sold to numb people, to, you know what I mean? It's just, she's like, in other countries, you know, it's illegal to sell drugs.
Yeah.
On TV, like
it's
like pharmacy. It's not legal for. She's just like, but it's not only that. It's just like in a lot of countries, people when they take a lunch, they take a leisure lunch, or they can actually sit back, have a glass of wine, and have a lunch for an hour or two. In America, it's like you get 30 minutes and you're back on. She said, everybody here. She said, just being here for a week has made me depressed.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I never knew that the whole time I was living here until I left here.
It's like there's no sense of relaxation. Like she would be right, because whenever I think about the people I speak to, even like at work or just just people I know personally and stuff, or just talking to some of you guys, in the comments or the emails and stuff, I'm like, people are just so uptight and just not relaxed and angry and just mad and there's just no, like the outlet is just not there. Like it's just when we did the show on why are black people so angry. It's such a because they're depressed. A lot of them are just depressed, and it just comes out in anger, and what ends up happening is they implode on themselves. You know what I mean? And they can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? They can't take it anymore. And again, when your mind is telling you something else, sometimes your mind will just do. If you sit in anger, and if you sit in depression, or if you sit in sadness for too long, your mind will take over you. It will do a whole. It will play a whole game on you.
Psychiatry is important. Yeah. It's like I've watched many couples therapy where there was a guy that he cheated on his wife. And she was really, really, really upset, but she kept blaming him and blaming him. And he kept saying, how does it make you feel? How does it make the psychiatrist kept saying, how does it make you feel? Because she was overeating and then she was drinking a lot.
Right. And
they have kids. And so they went to couples therapy because then he also cheated. And so she was just like, well, what happened? Why do you make you feel bad? And then she just angrily got mad and said, he makes me feel like I'm not enough. And then that was what it was.
That was what it was.
And then her husband's face visibly realized what his impact,
right,
or how much he does make her maybe feel that way. You know what I mean? And that's the thing, a lot of people are living with pent up anger and they don't want to express it the right way. Look, again, it's like I remember when everyone was shocked that Robin Williams took his life, and here he's a comedian. A comedian, a person that makes people laugh, will kill himself.
Yeah.
And it's just like don't get so lost. Like this is like with
how many times was he crying
that we just didn't get to see? You know what I mean?
Miss Jessie, Miss Jessie's,
the hair,
Miss Jessie, the natural hair people, ladies, their sister duo, I believe, Miss Jessie's, her sister, one of them she killed herself, and she's going through massive depression.
The reason why I mention these people is because these are people who have everything. Yeah. They've got the 8 figures, 7 figures. They have the fame. Yeah. They have, and it's good to go to the extreme like that. I think Jim Carrey said it best. I wish everybody could be rich and famous to realize that it really doesn't matter. Yeah. And it really doesn't. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. If I really, literally, I would love to be wealthy. And that is always my, goal is to work hard to get what I want and to live how I want to live. But my peace means more to me than anything material, or or anything I can buy, or anything I can just be a show off for, because I know what it's like to not have peace and your mind is just going and going. Because I'm also someone that I don't like to open up. I've always been the kind of person that just dealt with my own problems, and it's hurt me a lot of times being that way, because I take it out on myself. No one's harder on me than I am on me. You know what I mean? And I know that about myself, which is why I'm glad I have my sister, because Danielle is more open when it comes to these things, and I'm able to have someone to talk to. Yeah. So I feel in a safe, so whenever I feel like I don't want to talk, I have someone I can talk to and know it's not going to go blab and tell everybody. And I think everybody does need somebody like that.
And I think I think that's why maybe we may balance each other out, because I'm the type of person, like yours, I'm a more open person. And I think that's great, but I think it's also, it could be a problem, because there are times where I do what this person we're talking about who passed away or took her life, is that I sometimes try to help other people. Like I can do that. I can go there. Too. I'm balanced with it now, but I'm just saying there's a time where I try to, in order to not look at my own problems. I've done that before, and it's not helpful, and I haven't done that in years, because I feel like that it's so heavy to not pay attention to your own problems.
Again, I think that everybody needs to be able to unload. And if you don't have a friend or a family, sometimes it's not good to talk to family. Sometimes it's better to talk to someone who you don't know that much. You don't really know that well.
That brings me to talking a little bit about people who are you guys got to protect your energy. Yeah. You got to protect the vibes around you. You need to protect your circle. You need to have a very small circle. First of all, I don't believe in having large circles. Right. I don't think it's real. I think that having people who have, I have 50 close friends. Really? You know what I mean? Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. But I feel like you have to pay attention who is around you and who you allow to be in your space and who to be, because there are people who are going to try to pretend to be on your side, and all the while they're doing something else. So I'm just saying, you got to pay attention to that stuff. People keep bad people around them.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even
because they don't want to be alone.
That's what I'm saying. I don't even watch content on YouTube.
I know. I think that the losing of everything is kind of like
it changed the way I see
it. Made me evolve,
but it changed the way.
Person.
Yeah, it changed like the things I want to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, if you ever listen to just like Danielle's reading Eckhart Tolle.
It's a good book.
And I've read all of Neville Goddard. Earl Nightingale, Think and Grow Rich. All those people, but even with Think and Grow Rich, it's not even really about being rich. It's mostly about a mindset of what it means to actually like yourself and actually believe in yourself. And a lot of people don't believe in themselves. They don't, and then they get lost in all of this, and they feel depressed when you don't have what other people have. This is why I say keep your eyes on your own paper. Don't sit there and compare yourself. Comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is why I don't get lost in all of this stuff anymore. I used to compare myself to every magazine cover, every celebrity. If they had something like a bag that I wanted and I didn't have it and it was like $12, $13, $1400, I'd want it. And I realized losing everything, then none of that matters.
It never matters. I know, especially with our story, I know people still ask us about our, getting past that and stuff. And I think that sometimes the way that you look at things happening to you, you have to kind of think deeper about it and kind of like flip it, because sometimes things are not happening to you, they're happening for you. And I think that's what was with us, is that I was maybe already spiraling down, whether it be financially or whatever it is. It could be a whole, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? But I think that having everything stripped away from me like that, the universe, God, whatever your higher power is, stripping everything away like that forced me to look at myself in a real way, very raw, real way, and not, and we were kind of like secluded as well. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like, so all we had was our thoughts, just our thoughts, in our situation. And that really forced me to really look at myself, and then I think just get down to who I'm supposed to be and not who I was trying to be. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just don't want people to live like just a false life. I kind of just want people to be able to talk about things and be able to express themselves properly.
You need to get out. Like I write.
Yeah.
I write. Yeah. I work out. Those are things that just are positive, that sort of get it out.
Do something,
Even if you gotta cry.
Something.
Get it out.
Yeah, get it out. Just don't suffer in silence.
Right.
I just like, just do not suffer in silence. If you're somebody right now watching this, and you are struggling with something, and you have to say something to somebody. Like, it's so important to say something to somebody, because even this person that we know that took her life, she, I knew that she was depressed.
She had visible problems.
It
was a big secret.
It's sad, but just such a nice person, but just really, I knew there was some big problems, but you don't know anyone that well, what I mean? But so I just want to say, just please get help. Talk to somebody or something. Like, just don't let that fester. And then to anybody who is going through anger right now, and it's something we talked about. We said it earlier. We talked about the other show we did about the red pill stuff and all that. Don't, y'all, man, I hope y'all hear this. Don't sit in that anger. Don't be like that. Don't be like that for too long, because that is going to implode on you, and it will turn into rage. Anger will turn into rage. That is the process of anger. Yeah. It takes over your entire soul. Man, when you start feeling like you are alone and you're the only person that's gone through something, you're the only person going through it, it's hard, and I think with even our first video, we had somebody comment and said, I'm glad to know, I think she wrote, glad to know I'm not the only one. Yeah. And I thought, if that video only hit one person,
Right.
it hit somebody. And that's all I want is for people to understand that whatever you're going through, you are not alone. You're not. There's somebody going through it too. And the answer is not to end things. There is another, there are the rainbows over there. You know, there's a dark time, but there is the light. And sometimes people, I think, don't see the tunnel is so narrow. You can't see that light. You know what I mean? The light at the end of the tunnel. You can't see it because it's so narrow. Right?
I would
but it's
thought,
there.
Right. I
it's
would
there.
never thought, if you would have asked me when this all happened, when we lost everything,
Man,
you would
yeah.
never thought that I could ever feel the way I feel now. I thought, like, how?
Y'all.
How can I ever feel good again?
We
You know what I
were-
mean, that's just how I felt. Like, how do you ever feel good again after this? How do you climb out of this? You know, how do you
How do you not feel pathetic?
how do you not feel right? How do you not feel like the biggest loser in the world? You know, I don't know anybody
Grown
like,
women walking around to the store.
like right. Like, how do you not,
Imagine, yeah.
And
a lot.
there are people that will go into debt to not look stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it takes guts sometimes to face your problem. It takes guts to tell your story, and people are going to judge you.
Being authentic in life is your lifesaver, because it
But then
it
also
frees
frees
you.
Wow.
Jinx.
It's good to turn off stuff. It's good to
Listen to
turn off
people.
social media, TV, all of that, because you do have to sort of take us, silence.
Yeah,
Silence is golden.
it is.
Sometimes I literally just sit here in silence, and I swear God's talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I just have a quick thought, just from silence. And and anytime I'm feeling sad, if I'm quiet long
Yeah.
enough, it's suddenly I'll feel like everything's okay.
Yeah.
You can get there, but it's the chatter in your head that keep talking and keep being mad and keep saying you're not good enough. I'm not good enough. And I'm not this and I'm not that and I'm not like them and this is what's happening. Everybody sees me this way. Everybody's being against me. It's all of that chatter where you can just stop talking and just allow and meditate.
Yeah.
They talk and talk and talk and they never just sit and wait for answers.
Don't let your mind play this kind of trick on you. You know what I mean? To where you feel like there's no out. Because I'm telling you, there's always an out. There's always a way. There's always a way. I just feel like I'm somebody. I think that when you finally get to a balance, I feel like I'm in a balance. I'm in a balanced time in my life. I have things I need to do. I have things I need to take care of. There are goals I still have, and I believe in goals and all that. And I'm certainly not done. You know what I mean? But I feel like there has to be a time where you have to find balance even in any situation you're in. Whatever your circumstance is. No matter how your circumstances is looking. Right? Like the book I'm reading. Live in the now. Because people are always... You ever talk to people and they're always referring back to their past. They're always talking about what they're about to do in the future. And they're always... I'm like, no. You're already way behind yourself or ahead of yourself. What's happening right now? Stick there for just right now. Because, and I've said this before also, is that your past is important because it's up for review sometimes. You can see how far you've come. You hold memories back there. We like the past, right? We get it. The future is important because you have goals, achievements you need to do. You have dreams you want to, there's things that in the future that help you keep going, right? But nothing's more important to what is happening in the next second of your life. There's nothing ever going to be more important than that. That's what I'm saying. You have to get right mentally now. Get right mentally right now. You know what I mean? And make that step to do that. If you're battling with something as hard as depression, you do have to... You have to make the step to take responsibility to help yourself.
I don't really talk about religion too much because I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in organized religion. But when we talk about God, I do believe that we are... I don't believe God is some man in the sky.
Yeah.
I believe that we're all representations of God.
Yeah.
We're all God. I am God represented as me. You're God represented as you. And this is the reason why I'm kind to people and I'm nice to people and I have compassion is because everywhere you go, you run into God.
Yeah, that's true.
So to be mean, like even when guys are mean to us or ladies are mean to us, and I don't get mad at them because they're part of their God too. Everybody has the right to feel sad and be mad. You know what I mean? And so it's just like if we had more compassion in this world, and we did see each other as God, we would have, because you would treat God like crap if you really actually saw him. So if you recognize that everybody is God, then you would have more compassion for everybody, and then this world would be better. But the problem is that our ego self just gets in the way, and sometimes our ego has its place. We need it, but it has to sometimes die for a minute so that your real self can come forward and be better. You know, a lot of our pain is ego based.
All of it.
Because we just don't want to look bad or look weird or
shamed.
We don't want to be shamed.
Like that,
You know what I mean? A lot of women a lot of young men and women have been molested. That carries throughout their whole life. They'll be 80 years old, still not being able to handle a real relationship with people because of that situation.
They didn't handle that one.
Right. And so this is why I say when men call women damaged, or women are saying men are, you got to understand everybody wasn't raised the same.
Yeah.
Some people were raised molested.
Yeah.
And so when you call a woman damaged, she might be.
Yeah.
And if she's not the right woman, just walk away. Don't go and start, attacking her, saying all women are trash. You don't know what people have gone through.
There is a point for you.
Yeah.
There's a big point.
You may not know it.
You may not know it, but that's what I'm saying. So stay with the journey, because you're going to find out. Because I said to myself years ago, what is the point of me? Why am I here? Like, why? What's the point now? Especially when you lose it. So it's like, now what's the point? You know what I mean? Now I'm real lost. When you're lost, it's just like this is a weird, like, valley of, you just don't, where am I? You're just flying blind, and it's a really hard feeling. But the realization of it all is that you are in control. You have some control of some things. Just some things you're able to lift yourself up out of.
Yeah, Iyanla Vanzant has a book called Value in the Valley. And it's just when you're in your dark place, there's value in that. A lot of people, when they're in their dark place, they don't think that because the pain and your ego is so bruised so badly that you don't realize that, a horrible divorce might be the best thing that ever happened to you. You just haven't gotten to that best part yet. You're still in the part where it hurts and it's frustrating. You know what I mean? And so it's just like,
you're going to come out on top.
There are people who, remember we were watching, what's his name? The guy from A Bronx Tale?
Oh, Lilo. Yeah, Lilo.
And Vlad did a interview with him, and he went from that movie, that was like his first movie gig, and he went right into drugs.
Went to drugs, bad,
and then went to prison. And he came out a whole nother place. I think I'm better off now than I ever really was. He said it took me to go through all of that. He blames no one. And so that's what I'm saying. I felt a connection with him because that was how when you're spiraling down, you feel like you're in this like hell of a cesspool, and you don't feel any value in it. You just feel irrelevant, and you start blaming people, trying to get out of it. You're basically really just trying to hang on. And then once you get past this like really horrible part, you realize that you're a better person for it happening. That's why I say when we lost everything, I think it's the best thing that ever happened to me. Yeah. Because I'm in a better place than I think I've ever been in my entire life.
Yeah. I mean, just better.
A better human being. I'm very humbled in that because I had an arrogance about me that got humbled real quick. When you have to walk to the grocery store, that humbles you. Live in a hotel, that humbles you. You know what I mean? When you are single and you don't want to be, that humbles you. You know what I mean? So these things are here to put us in a place to get us centered, to feel better about yourself, so that when you get all the things that you want, they aren't the reason you're happy. They're just part of it. It's like getting married. Your husband or your wife is not supposed to be all of your happiness. They're a part of. They are an add-on to what's already going well.
Yeah.
That's it. No one's supposed to come in your life and just make you happy. No one should have that responsibility. You're supposed to be able to make your own self happy. And a lot of people think that. They think if they get married, they'll just be happy. Because one of the things me and Danielle actually said when we went through this together. So we went through, when we started really coming out of it and really becoming very, a lot better.
It took a while, y'all.
It took a while. You know what I mean? But I remember there was a time when we both just looked at each other and thought, everybody around us has everything we want and nobody's happy except for us.
That was the most amazing realization.
That's what I'm saying. I think God does that.
Yeah.
He shows you, look at all these people have everything you want. They have husbands, kids, homes, careers, and all these people are depressed.
Not appreciating it, depressed, sad, upset, angry, liars, cheaters. I'm like, all these people had everything that we wanted. And then we're sitting here Like, looking at this, like, why the hell are they, you know, but it makes you realize that it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It turns out that it doesn't, but we thought it mattered. It does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
How big your home is. It doesn't matter how fancy your car is. It doesn't matter how many cute clothes you have. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are or how handsome you are. The only thing that really matters is how you are in your life to this world, how you present yourself to this world. How you contribute to this world as a human being. In life, you're not meant to. Humans are not meant to walk alone in this world. That we're here because we're humans because of humanity being together. And I think that if you think that you can get through something alone, understand you're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to.
You will. You know, Danielle and I did a Freestyle Friday a while back about Black women, and one thing that both of us can't stand is the strong Black woman. You know, that comment.
Phrase.
I don't like that because what happens is that Black women in particular are raised with that I can do everything by myself attitude, and then what happens is the world does let you do that, and a lot of Black women have mental health issues because they're afraid to ask for help. Because of that sort of thing that we have to carry around with being the strongest women of all women.
Well, we had to stop with some of these narratives, and you know, Black women out there. This person who took her own life, she's a Black woman, and a lot of Black women have taken their own lives. You know, because they feel like they have to be strong all the time. You know, and they don't feel like they just can't. You know, you know, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's so unfortunate. And it's sad. It's all of that, but it's just doesn't have to happen either. It's all of those things. But the biggest thing is that this does not have to happen.
It doesn't have to be this way.
It doesn't have to be this way. And I feel like as long as, you know, have this platform, no matter how big it gets or whatever it is, you know, I just feel like we're always going to just push and spread love and push and spread positivity. Positivity and just inclusion. But yeah, you guys, you know, rest in peace to our friend, you know, and I just, guys, just please, if you have any issues, any problems, anything heavy on your heart, even if you think it's small, it may not be. You know what I mean? It may not be small. Just say something to someone, or don't let the stigma of going to counseling, don't make that be the reason why you don't go and get help, and you're sitting there in your own with your own self in your world, festering these feelings of sadness and never getting it out, and then trying to handle it yourself when you know you can't.
It's not weak to need help.
It's not weak.
It's not weak to need help. Everybody needs. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It's not weak to need help and go get it.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Yeah. So we care about you guys. We don't know you, but you know we do care. We're humans, so we care about humans. So we do care about you no matter what. So
we're in this human experience all together.
So even the trolls. Even the trolls.
Even the trolls. You know, you're a human being too.
Right. You guys are human too. If you like our content, like what we talk about, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. And that's it. Everybody have a really good weekend. Bye.